So in 2014, the town applied through the Office of Homes and Community Renewal for an initial grant award of $200,000 to provide grants to microenterprises within the town. The way that this program works is the town fills out an application and basically says to the state, this is the program I want to run, give me $200,000 and I'm going to run it in our town. And we've done that twice successfully. So we've received $400,000. From 2014, we received $200,000. And in 2016, we received another $200,000. That money comes into the state, comes into the town. The town accepts applications from businesses. We have a grant application review committee. They're all local business owners in the town, representatives from the IDA, the Chamber of Commerce, banks, small business owners. There's 6 members of the committee. They review the application. And they do more than just review the applications. I think it's important. There's been some businesses that have come to us and we thought, man, this business is awesome, but they need some help. They need some guidance. Their application could be 1,000 times better if they just understood how to do their profit and loss statement better. So we've worked with the businesses and said, your application's just not there yet. We're not comfortable giving you this money just yet. So we've worked with the business to get their application to a point where the committee was comfortable and then made grant awards. So through that program in 2014, we awarded 9 businesses, and in 2016, we awarded 10 businesses. So including the Garden Bistro grant, over the past 4 years, we've awarded 20 businesses in town some sort of grant funding to allow them to expand. Sure.
And can you make sure you're speaking?
Oh, I apologize. And I wander and I talk with my hands, so my bad.
They say you're supposed to eat the mic. We discussed some of this ahead of time. Some people are interested in Main Street, USA.
Yep.
And Liz has been really one of the spearheads spearheading the Delaware Avenue redevelopment in Delmar, which is kind of a counterpoint to ours. Can you go over some of the specific businesses that benefited, how much they got, and exactly what they did with it,
yes,
and where they are today?
I will. I want to cover one little thing first, just to wrap up the program in general. I want to let people know there are strings attached to that money. The first string is that everyone who comes through the grant needs to complete an entrepreneurial training class. It's really to help ensure the success of the business. A lot of these businesses are startups, and we want to make sure that they don't fall into the classic traps that will doom a new business. So that class is offered in Town Hall by the Community Loan Fund of the Capital Region, and they offer that. The class tuition is paid for with grant funds, so the business does not have to provide any money for that. The grant fund is a 90-10 match, so for every $100 a business spends, I give them $90 back. And there's a job creation component of this. Every business that receives grant funds either needs to create a job that is made available to or taken by a person of low to moderate income, or the business owner themselves has to be low to moderate income. If the business owner themselves is low to moderate income, there's no job creation. If they are not low to moderate income business owner, they have to create a job. So there are some strings attached to the money. We're not just handing it out. And we're on top of these businesses to make sure that they're meeting all of their requirements. If a business doesn't meet any of the requirements, it's ultimately on the town to repay the state. We're essentially taking the money and promising the state that we're going to do this the right way. So there are some strings and there's some risk associated with this, but that's why we have the grant committee. Now, some of the specific businesses, as Bob had mentioned, we had 12 businesses of the 19 are located in that Delaware Avenue streetscape enhancement area of town. So I know some of you may be familiar with Twisted Vine. They were a grant recipient. They received about $25,000 to purchase a lot of furniture. And because the grant can be used for machinery and equipment, furniture and fixtures. Working capital is an allowable expense, but the committee has not approved any working capital grants to this point. But we've done a lot of furniture, fixtures, inventory, those things. So Twisted Vine. O'Slattery's received $30,000 again for some furniture. The keg coolers, those were things that were purchased with our grant funds. Sawyer Screen Printing is a small screen printing shop on right off of Delaware Avenue in that enhancement corridor. They received about $20,000. They bought an embroidery machine. Since they were awarded grant funds, they have leased additional space. They've hired more people. They no longer would qualify as a micro-enterprise, that they're doing so well. Shauna's Dogs, they are in Glenmont. They too now hired too many people. They've come back and say, we want more grant money, and I said, you can't, you're doing too well right now. You know, come back to me in a little bit. Other businesses, Wild Bird Junction, the new bird store. They're an excellent case because they were going through their planning process as we were going through the planning process for the Delaware Avenue streetscape. So Lance was able to design his building into the streetscape, and he received about $29,000. If you ever go in and visit, he's got a very cool front desk where he makes all of his sales. It's awesome, but the grant was able to help him pay for that. There's several salons in the area. The salons have used it to purchase chairs, purchase sinks, make improvements to overall to the salon. New salons have opened up. As a result, we always end up with extra stylists in the area. And in one case, a woman whose employees were contract are now all on her payroll. You know, she was doing so well, she was able to take on that responsibility, put everyone on her payroll as opposed to having contract employees. So, now, as I mentioned with the Delaware Avenue streetscape, the microenterprise grant was a really good partnership. You know, it worked well right into the Delaware Avenue streetscape project. That was and I'm going to have to read a little bit more of this part of it, so excuse me, but it was a $3.1 million project that made enhancements to Delaware Avenue from Adams Street to Ellesmere. And that included the railroad overpass bridge, which we just unveiled a new mural this past week. Now, the enhancements are sidewalks, parking bump outs, crosswalks, street trees, and new plantings. So it really took a very nice Main Street corridor and enhanced it. It really, and I don't want to use that word because it's in the title, but it stepped it up a notch. You know, there's now delineated crosswalks. There are excellent parking areas. The sidewalks are beautiful. So if you get a chance to go down, you can really take a look. But the combination of redoing that road and providing grant funds to some of the businesses really took Delaware Avenue corridor up to the next level. So one of the ways that project became a reality was through the Delaware Avenue Improvement Group. And the Delaware Avenue Improvement Group was a group of business owners, a group of community leaders, residents of the Delaware Avenue corridor. They worked with the town as the study advisory committee. So when we were going through the planning process, we were going through the construction, they were the sounding board for the town on improvements, mural designs of different aspects of the corridor. That group also was the leader in the creation of a Delaware Avenue business-to-business program. And this is something that could be replicated very easily elsewhere. It was businesses in the Delaware Avenue corridor offering discounts to other businesses in the Delaware Avenue corridor to improve their properties. So Phillips Hardware on Delaware Avenue, if you went to him and you were another business owner in Delaware, he was giving you a discount on paint. If you went to, now the name is falling out of my head, I apologize, but if you went to, I totally blanked, and excuse me, Curtis Lumber. If you went to Curtis Lumber, down on Hallwood, right by Delaware Avenue, they were providing discounts. There was a pressure washer company that was giving discounts to help businesses spruce up their property. You know, as the street became nicer, you know, the pavement, the sidewalks really helped the businesses participate in that as well. Do you have any questions?
Just going over the 1.9, Delaware.
Sure, the 1.9 was town money, and the 1.2 came from the Department of Transportation.
And why that is?
I think because the town was willing to put up some of the money, and I believe the town maintains a road, too, in that stretch, so it is a state road, but we were able to do that grant program and participate in that and get the street redesigned.
So you're saying the town of Bethlehem maintains the state road?
I believe, I have to double check on that, but I am, because I think
because our main street is a state road and we don't maintain it.
And I do have to, you just have to excuse me, I'll have to double check on that. I know that the state put in the 1.2, the town put in the 1.9, and I'd have to refer to my planning boss, and I can just double check in with Robert tomorrow and let you guys know. I do apologize. I should have double checked that before I left the office.
Do you have contact information?
Yes. I brought a whole bunch of cards before I left the office. If there are any other questions, I'm happy to answer.
Would you say that the relative success of the Delmar Avenue corridor has been an asset or a detriment in your trying to seek state grants?
It's been an asset because we've been able
success
to.
breeds success.
Yes, because every time I'm writing a new application to the state, I'm saying that we successfully gave this $200,000 out, and these are the businesses that are contacting me saying we need more. So, and I think last week the state was in to monitor our 2014 grant. So it shut down, it's off the books. But they came in, they got to visit the businesses, and at the same time I was showing them the businesses from the 2014 grant. I was saying, oh, and this is 2016. This woman called me last week. She's looking for money if we get it in 2018. So I think you're right, success breeds success.
Is it hard to start? I mean, we would be starting ground level.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you just have to.
Somebody's got to make those first steps.
I work directly for the town, yes. I'm an employee of Bethlehem.
Ravenna have to hire? How
There are different models that you can do. I know it's my position is a partnership between the town and the IDA. There are different, for the grant administration and the grant applications, there are some consultants that will write the grant for you, and then there are other consultants that will manage the grant for you. So with each of the microenterprise grant funds, there's program delivery and administration fees that can be worked into your budget, and you can use that fund to hire a consultant who would manage the grant for you, do the draws, do the marketing, review the applications, set up that system. So there are opportunities if you didn't have an in-house staff person.
What's your title? Like, what do they call you?
I'm the economic development coordinator.
Liz, I'd like to address that.
Liz hasn't been here since 1990.
Right.
She was hired in 2014 as a part-timer.
Oh, no, full-time.
Oh, full-time?
Yeah, full-time.
Okay, but even so, that if you were charting that on a graph, that's not a bad success record.
Exactly.
What does that say about Ravenna? Right?